Let me ask you something. How do you start your day? That simple question might actually be the most important question of your life. Because here's the truth. Success isn't luck. It isn't magic. It isn't waiting for the perfect moment. Success is predictable. It's built on hard work, on discipline, and on one simple, decisive moment, the moment before the sun even rises. Here's something I realized early on. Mornings are a mirror. They reflect your habits, your priorities, and the life you're shaping. If your mornings are chaotic, reactive, and scattered, don't be surprised when your days, and eventually your life, start to feel the same. But if your mornings are calm, deliberate, intentional, full of purpose, everything else falls into place. We all face one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And the payoff for discipline, especially morning discipline, is greater than you can imagine. Picture this. Your alarm goes off. You stand at the edge of your first victory. You can hit snooze, delay your life, postpone your dreams, or you can rise, stand tall, and step into your purpose. That small choice, that tiny moment, builds character. It's not just about getting up, it's about who you become in the process. It's about keeping your word to yourself. That's where self-respect begins. I know it's easy to say, I'm just not a morning person. But here's the question. Are you a success person, a growth person, a person determined to live your best life? If the answer is yes, then you can become a morning person, not because it's easy, but because it's essential. Discipline isn't inherited, it's developed. And it's developed in silence when no one's watching, when the world is still asleep, and it's just you, the morning air, and your thoughts. Start small. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Make your bed. Drink a glass of water. Read 10 pages of a book. Write down 3 goals. These aren't just tasks, they're declarations. You're telling yourself, I am in charge of this day. I am responsible for my direction. Don't start your day until you've finished it on paper. Plan it. Visualize it. Own it before it even begins. I once worked with a young man, bright, ambitious, but constantly overwhelmed, stressed and behind. I asked him, how do you start your day? He said, I wake up late, rush out the door, skip breakfast, and check my phone first. That was the problem. He wasn't starting the day. The day was starting him. So I gave him a challenge. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. No phone. Just sit, read, think, plan. 1 week later, he returned smiling, calm, focused, getting more done with less stress. It wasn't magic. It wasn't motivation. It was routine, intentionality, discipline, daily practice. You can't control every outcome in life, but you can control how your day begins. You can choose purpose over panic, discipline over delay, growth over comfort. Success is built on a few simple disciplines practiced consistently, starting with your morning. Win the morning, and you win the day. Win the day, and you win your life. Don't wait for motivation. Design your morning, and let that morning design your future. Don't walk into your day hoping things go well. Design it. Decide it. Desire it. Your routine is your blueprint. It's the foundation you build on every single day. It's not about how long it lasts, it's about how intentional it is. Think about it. You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint, so why build your life without one? So, why build your life without a blueprint? Your morning routine is that blueprint in motion. People often ask, what should I include in my morning? My answer is simple. Include what builds you. Here are the essentials. First, quiet reflection. Before you let the noise of the world in, check in with yourself. Sit, think, meditate, pray, center yourself, be still, reflect. That's where clarity lives. Second, journaling. Write down your goals, yesterday's wins, what you're grateful for, and what you aim to achieve. Pen transforms thought into form. When your goals are on paper, they become impossible to ignore. Third, reading. Not scrolling, not emails. Feed your mind before the world feeds you junk. 10 pages a day. Just 10. That's 650 pages a year. That's dozens of books. That's a universe of ideas. Miss a meal if you must, but never your reading. Fourth, planning. Your day needs direction. Your life needs a map. Write down your top 3 tasks, 3 things that, if done, move you forward. That's focus. That's leverage. That's the power of routine. Fifth, movement. Stretch. Walk. Breathe. You don't need to run 5 miles, but you must move. Energy is born from motion. A sluggish body creates sluggish thoughts. I once knew a man, let's call him David. Brilliant, successful, but burned out, exhausted, feeling life was running him. I asked, how do you begin your day? He said, email, meetings, coffee, chaos. I smiled. There was the problem. The day was running him. I challenged him. Give me 1 hour every morning for yourself before the world demands a piece of you. He started with 10 minutes of silence, journaling, reading one chapter, reviewing goals. 30 days later he called me, calm, focused. I'm not just managing the day, he said, I'm leading it. And that is the shift. Your morning routine isn't just about productivity, it's about identity. Every action whispers, I am disciplined, I am focused, I am worthy. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Here's the beauty. You don't need to overhaul your life. Start with one purposeful hour. Discipline is the bridge from goals to accomplishment. And that bridge is built brick by brick, morning by morning. Design your morning and your day ends with progress. That's how success becomes predictable. But here's the challenge. The morning is fragile. Even the quietest, most peaceful start can be stolen. The enemies aren't your noise, they're distractions, hesitation, delay. That little voice whispers 5 more minutes. Harmless, right? 5 becomes 10, 10 becomes 30, and the sun rises while your peace disappears. Your bed, warm and comfortable, becomes a trap, deadly to discipline. Success isn't about grand gestures, it's about defeating small enemies over and over. Delay is one of the fiercest. Hit snooze and you train your mind to break promises. Discipline is doing what you said you would, especially when it's hard, especially when you don't feel like it. Ask yourself, do you wake with intention or reaction? The moment you reach for your phone, you hand your morning to someone else. Their messages, their problems, their noise dictate your day. Guard your mind. Protect your focus. Another danger, waking without purpose. Without a reason, your mind wanders. Wandering minds don't build empires. They don't chase goals. Purpose fuels you. It's the reason you rise before the world wakes. Without it, getting out of bed becomes a struggle. And yes, many of you are losing mornings at night, staying up too late, trading your future for a few hours of entertainment. Powerful mornings require disciplined nights. Every hour stolen from the night is borrowed from tomorrow. You're not a morning person yet? That's okay. It's not personality, it's practice. You rise early not because it's easy, but because your dreams deserve your best. Not by accident, by choice. It's not luck, it's discipline. I once knew a man who claimed he couldn't change, too set in his ways. I asked, when did you last protect your morning? Never. That's where it starts. You don't have to win the whole day. Win the first hour. Don't let comfort, distraction, or excuses rob you of something sacred. The morning is sacred, the start of something. A clear mind, an open heart, choices that matter most. Success isn't one giant leap, it's a series of small victories. The morning is your first. Guard it, protect it, win it, and you win the day. The greatest lesson? What you do daily matters far more than what you do occasionally. Real success is built day by day, brick by brick, habit by habit, morning by morning. People want transformation fast, breakthroughs in a flash, but they ignore the small, consistent acts that carry the most power. Strength isn't built by one workout, it's built by showing up when you don't feel like it. Health isn't one salad, it's the repeated choice of salad over burger, again and again. Clarity isn't one morning of journaling, it's daily practice until your thoughts are as sharp as a sword. Consistency isn't flashy, it isn't dramatic, but it is magic. The results you want are hidden in the routines you avoid. Years ago I knew a man who wanted to be a writer. Talented, full of ideas, but he lacked rhythm. One day he wrote, then nothing for a week. 2 days straight, then a month of silence. No routine, no momentum, no mastery. And eventually the dream faded, not because he lacked talent, but because he lacked consistency. I told him once, it's not the fire of inspiration that matters most. It's the discipline to show up even when that fire burns low. Because discipline will carry you farther than motivation ever can, especially in the morning. That's when compounding begins. Every day you rise with purpose. Every day you follow your routine, you plant a seed. And here's what most people miss. Compounding doesn't care how small your seed is. It only cares that you plant it every day. Meditate for 5 minutes, plant the seed. Read 2 pages of a good book, plant the seed. Write down your goals again, plant the seed. At first, it doesn't look like much. No applause, no audience, no instant results. But over time, the harvest comes, and it comes big. One day, you'll look back and say, look what I built, look what I became. And it wasn't one monumental decision that got you there. It was the repeated, small decisions made over and over again when no one was watching. Never underestimate the power of a small good habit repeated over time. Do you know why most people never get there? Because they stop. They start strong, then lose momentum, and when you stop showing up, the compound effect stops working. Consistency is like a savings account. At first, you see little, but if you keep depositing day after day, suddenly interest kicks in. Life begins to rise, energy shifts, confidence grows, vision sharpens. Then people ask, "How did you do it?" And you smile and say, "Every morning, every day, I just kept showing up." Remember this, success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the fundamentals. The question is, are you willing to be consistent? Because if you are, life will open up for you. Those early mornings aren't a sacrifice, they're an investment. You gave your best to your future before the world asked anything from you. And here's the real power. The people who are consistent don't just build routines, they build identities. It's no longer something they do, it's who they are. They don't meditate, they are meditative. They don't plan, they are planners. They don't rise early because it's trendy. They rise early because it's part of their character. When you reach that level, willpower becomes almost irrelevant. You've become the kind of person who does the right thing, whether it's easy or hard. That is the gift of consistency. It changes your habits, it changes your identity, and when your identity changes, your life follows. So don't chase results, chase the routine, master the morning, and let the power of consistency do the rest. It won't happen overnight. But one morning, you'll wake up and realize you've become someone different, someone stronger, someone unstoppable. And it all started with one simple decision: to do it again. When you commit to your morning routine, when you show up every day, you're not just building better days, you're building a better you. The goal isn't just success, it's transformation. A strong morning doesn't just help you do more, it helps you become more. So here's a question worth asking. Who are you becoming? Most people never ask. They're too busy reacting to life, answering emails, checking notifications, rushing through their day. But not you. You've started something different. You've stepped into awareness. Now you get to choose. Not just what you'll do today, but who you'll be tomorrow. That is the real gift of a morning routine. It carves out space to design your future. The person you're meant to be isn't found. It's created, built morning by morning, step by step. You don't stumble into your best self. You become them, on purpose. One of the greatest discoveries I ever made was this. You can change everything by changing yourself. If you want more, you must become more. If you want success, don't chase success. Chase the skills, chase the habits, chase the disciplines. Success isn't something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become. That's why the morning matters, because the morning is where the becoming begins. Every morning is a quiet chance to realign, to reflect, to recommit to your purpose. No one sees you, no one is watching, and that's where the magic happens. Character is forged in silence, not on the stage, not under the spotlight, but in those early moments when you choose your future over your comfort. Imagine treating your morning as a sacred appointment with your future, waking each day and saying, "Today I build, today I invest, today I become." That person doesn't just chase goals, they live with purpose. They act with intention. And when life gets hard, and it will, they don't break. Because they've built strength on the inside, greater than anything life can throw on the outside. This is who you become when you master your morning. Not perfect, but grounded. Not distracted, but focused. Not reactive, but disciplined. The kind of person who looks in the mirror and says, "I earned this. This strength, I built it. This confidence, I fed it. This life, I created it. Not by luck, not by chance, but by choice. By rising when it was easier to sleep. By reflecting when it was tempting to scroll. By planning your day instead of letting your day plan you. You can't become the person you're meant to be by accident. You design them with intention, with purpose, with discipline. And every morning you follow your routine. You cast a vote for your future self. You tell your mind, "We're doing this." You tell your life, "This is who I am now. Not someday, not next year, today." That is where change happens. Right here, right now. In the quiet, small commitments you make each morning when no one is watching. So what do? You keep going. You keep building. You keep showing up. You become the kind of person who doesn't need motivation because you've got direction, clarity, and discipline. And one day, when someone asks how you did it, how you turned your life around, how you became someone they admire, you'll smile and say something simple. I started with my morning. And from there, everything changed. And now let's take it even further, because mastering your morning is just the beginning. What you do with the hours after sunrise determines whether your life stays ordinary or becomes extraordinary. Every choice, every action, every moment carries weight. Success is not a single act, it is the accumulation of small victories, repeated relentlessly, day after day, month after month, year after year. Imagine this. Every time you honor your morning routine, you're sending a signal to your mind, your body, your soul. You're saying, I am serious about my life. I am committed to becoming more. I refuse to settle for less. And every time you ignore it, you weaken the bond with your future self. You let opportunity slip through your fingers, and you let mediocrity creep in. The truth is, life will always try to distract you. It will tempt you to skip, to delay, to settle. But discipline, the kind forged in early mornings when no one is watching, teaches you to resist. It trains you to focus when everything screams for your attention. It teaches you to be relentless when the world would prefer you to be passive. Every great life, every story of triumph, began with the refusal to give in to distraction, the decision to rise even when it was hard, the courage to act when comfort called louder than purpose. And here's something most people never realize. The person you are becoming is the most valuable asset you will ever own. Your character, your focus, your energy, they compound. They create a life that attracts opportunities, connections, and moments you cannot force. You become magnetic, not because you chase, but because you are. Think about the mornings you've wasted, the snooze buttons you've pressed, the distractions you've given power to. That was time you borrowed from your future self. But the great news is it's never too late to start again. Every morning is a blank page, a fresh start, a chance to rewrite your story. And the more consistently you show up, the more unstoppable you become. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from regret, freedom to create a life on your terms. Every early hour you invest in yourself pays dividends that the world cannot take away. Every quiet moment of reflection, every page read, every goal written, every step moved, it compounds into clarity, power, and impact. Do you see it now? The small acts are the seeds. The routine is the soil. The morning is the sunlight. And over time, you grow, not just a successful life, but a meaningful, powerful, unstoppable existence. You don't just want a better day, you want a better self, a self that rises every morning ready to conquer, to create, to lead, and to live with purpose. And when life challenges you, and it will, those mornings become your anchor. They are the foundation you built in silence, the fortress that protects you, the habit that guides you. Because when everything else falls apart, the routines you've mastered will remain steady and strong. That is the power of consistency. That is the power of intentional mornings. That is the power of becoming. So don't wait. Don't hope. Don't let life decide for you. Decide for yourself. Stand up earlier. Sit in stillness. Write your goals. Read, move, plan, act. Every small step matters. Every decision compounds. Every morning counts. And over time, those mornings will sculpt you into the person you've always imagined, the person who commands their life, who thrives, who builds, who achieves. Your life is waiting. Your future self is calling. Don't just exist. Don't just dream. Become. Step into your mornings, own your hours, build your habits, master your discipline, and watch as your life transforms day by day, hour by hour, choice by choice. Because in the end, it's not luck, it's not magic, it's not timing. It's the consistent, intentional, disciplined actions you take when no one is watching. That is what creates greatness. That is what builds empires. That is what transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces of impact and purpose. And now, if you're ready to take control of your mornings, your life, and your future, if you are ready to rise and become the person you were always meant to be, start here. Start today. Build the routine. Show up for yourself. Commit to growth, and let nothing stop you. If this message resonates with you, and you're ready to keep learning, growing, and mastering your life step by step, then join us. Subscribe to Thrive. Be part of the journey, because the mornings you master today shape the life you'll own tomorrow, and together we rise.